Stranger Things Season 5, Volume 1 brings a brand new emotional twist by putting one of Hawkins' smallest and most innocent characters right in the middle of the danger. For so many seasons, Holly Wheeler has simply been the quiet, adorable younger sister of Nancy and Mike, someone who barely gets any lines and usually shows up only for small family scenes. But the final season changes everything. The Duffer brothers have finally opened up about why they decided to pull Holly into the spotlight, what her new storyline really means, and how her strange location inside Vecna's twisted mindscape will shape the rest of the season. Their explanation reveals the real creative process behind this shocking choice and also sets the stage for a heartbreaking but exciting future in Volume 2. For most of the series, everyone knows Holly as the little kid who never causes trouble. She has always been in the background, and fans barely expected anything major from her, but the Duffer brothers approached the final season wanting to raise the stakes in a fresh, emotional way. Instead of repeating Will Byers' storyline from Season 1 or putting the same characters in danger again, they wanted a new child to become the emotional anchor of the story. And that is when Holly became the center of a shocking and terrifying mystery in Volume 1. According to the Duffers, Holly was not initially part of their big plan when they first started thinking about Season 5. In fact, they explained that the idea didn't even come to them during the pandemic or early development. They said they had such a long break between shooting and releasing Season 4 that they actually managed to finish writing the entire season and even pitch an early version of Season 5. And surprisingly, Holly wasn't even included at that stage. She was still just a side character with no major involvement. But everything changed after Season 4 was completely shot. When they returned to review the story and think about the emotional direction of the final season, they had a major breakthrough moment. The Duffers realized they wanted to explore a storyline where children start getting taken, not physically in the real world, but mentally and spiritually inside the darkness of Vecna's world. Once this central idea formed, they immediately became excited about the possibility of making Holly Wheeler the main face of this new group of missing kids. Holly was the one who could represent innocence, vulnerability, and the emotional pull that would bring the older teens, and especially Nancy and Mike, into the center of the season's emotional conflict. The writers knew this would shake the characters and viewers in a powerful way. Holly had always been present, but she had never been explored. That mystery added a new layer to the story. This choice also came with a lot of nervousness because Holly barely speaks throughout the entire show. The Duffers knew it would be a challenge. They had to bring depth and emotion to a character who had almost no backstory or dialogue for 4 whole seasons. The brothers also mentioned that casting Holly for such an important role made them even more anxious. In past seasons, the role was played by young twin girls, but Season 5 needed a child actor who could deliver strong emotional scenes inside Vecna's terrifying mindscape. Matt Duffer shared a funny but revealing story about how they found the perfect actress for the role. He had seen Lily Sullivan in the trailer for Evil Dead Rise and instantly felt she was the perfect Holly. But he completely forgot about that moment. Months later, their casting director Carmen Cuba found her and brought her in again, and Matt realized he had already made that connection long ago. He joked that remembering it earlier could have saved a lot of stress and time. But in the end, it felt like fate that Holly's new actress was exactly the right person to handle such an emotionally heavy storyline. Now in Season 5, Volume 1, Holly is shown inside Vecna's distorted mindscape, a creepy mental world that Holly herself names Camazotz, inspired by the eerie, supernatural tone of a place that looks like a nightmare version of Hawkins. This mindscape is a space where reality is twisted, memories mix with fear, and Vecna's power is at its strongest. Holly being trapped there is one of the biggest reveals of Volume 1. Fans immediately understood how high the stakes are because Vecna is known for exploiting the emotional vulnerability of children. Their young minds are easier for him to control, manipulate, and twist. The shock becomes even greater when viewers see Max Mayfield appear inside this same mindscape. Max is another character who was mentally taken by Vecna during the devastating final fight in Season 4. For so long, her fate was unclear, and many fans assumed she had died or was permanently trapped in a coma. But her return in Season 5, Volume 1 was one of the most emotional and surprising moments. She is still alive, but like Holly, she is mentally imprisoned inside Vecna's world and fighting to survive. Seeing Max and Holly together opens up an entirely new storyline. Max is older, stronger, and more emotionally aware than Holly, while Holly is younger and more vulnerable. But this unlikely partnership could become the secret key to defeating Vecna from the inside. The Duffers have hinted that children's minds are easier for Vecna to bend, but this could also mean that the bond between two trapped children may be the one thing he underestimates. Holly's innocence and imagination, combined with Max's determination and past trauma, may create a powerful resistance inside Vecna's own territory. As Volume 1 ends, the show doesn't reveal exactly how Max and Holly will escape or whether they even can escape on their own. The tension is heavy and fans are left with more questions than answers, but the Duffers' explanation of Holly's storyline makes it clear that she is not just a random victim. She represents the emotional core of season 5. Her disappearance forces Nancy and Mike to confront their own fears. It also pushes the entire group to understand that Vecna's final plan is much bigger and more dangerous than anything they faced before. On top of that, Holly's presence in the Mindscape proves that Vecna is not just targeting the original group anymore. He is expanding, he is growing, and he is becoming more desperate and more powerful as the final season progresses. Children symbolize hope, innocence, and the future, and Vecna corrupting this symbol is a dark, powerful narrative choice. It also ties back to the Duffers' desire to end the show with a storyline that feels both nostalgic and emotionally intense. Fans now know that Stranger Things Season 5 will continue soon, with Volume 2 arriving on December 25th, followed by the epic series finale on December 31st, released not only on Netflix but also in select theaters. Volume 2 will likely show the rescue mission to free Holly and Max from Camazotz. It may even reveal the true shape of Vecna's final plan. The Duffers have made it clear that these two trapped girls are essential to the ending. Their bond may change everything. In the end, Holly Wheeler's fate is no longer a background detail. It is one of the biggest emotional engines of the final season. Her real location, deep inside Vecna's horrifying mental world, gives Stranger Things its darkest storyline yet, and fans are more eager than ever to see how this young girl will survive the Upside Down's most terrifying villain. With the Duffer brothers finally explaining the creative journey behind these choices, it becomes clear why Holly was the perfect character to push the final season toward a powerful and emotional finish.